And set.
Good morning, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is the Bobbi Jo and the Sheena Show. Two friends having conversations about mindfulness and presence. What do you got today for me, Miss Sheena?
Well, we were having a good conversation that you'd noticed some things. I'll let you have that conversation about what it was that you'd noticed that set this ball rolling. But I said, oh my goodness, your inner conversation. If there's one thing that I wish somebody had drilled into me from the very beginning, was to tell me that every single thought that was not in alignment with where you're going, delete it.
Hmm.
But actually, um, that can be a bit exhausting after a while, can't it? And the inner conversation is related to your concept of who you are. So if you think that you're depressed, if you think that you're anxious, then you will have depressing and anxious thoughts and try to fight them. You just end up fighting yourself. So we've got to change the concept of ourselves. I'll let you talk because it was you that started me on this because it's so important to me because I realized it was my biggest fall down.
Well, I'll just talk a little bit about it, but it is a Monday morning and it is the afternoon for you, so you're in rare form. You're going. But I was just saying that a lot of people I know are having a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. They're wanting more things in their life, wanting a love in their life. And they're just being reactive to the circumstances around them. And these aren't my clients. These are friends of mine, and I really want to help them. But, I don't try to give them their unsolicited advice, but, it weighs heavy on my heart because I want to see people happy. And I know that they're being a victim in their own self, in their own mind, because it is their thoughts. They get stuck on that gerbil wheel, that hamster wheel, and they just keep going and going instead of saying, okay, stop. What is it I'm really feeling? But instead of just being reactive and binge watching another show and having another beer or a soda or a food or whatever your vice is you're trying to fill, but you really got to sit with yourself and go, what is this? What is it I feel in the body? Because Sheena's going to talk about the mind here. But the two are really correlated. And Sheena, the other day I said that I was like, okay, I need to go meditate. And I started to walk down, and the body, I watched myself. The mind watched my body go, no, I want to have another sip of coffee. Oh, I have to use the restroom. Oh, I have to throw in that load of laundry into the dryer. And it was so funny that my mind was like, sit down, meditate. But the body just wanted to keep going and moving. And I just laughed at it. I was like, look at you. You got three little things in before I made myself Velcro to my chair. And like, no, you're going to sit here and calm the mind, calm the body. And it is that discipline that you need to just say no, give yourself a command and do it. Just sit. What am I feeling? Anxiety. Okay, where do I feel it? Here. Why? Why am I feeling this? What is the feeling I'm feeling? And identify it, because once you face it, it kind of probably just melts away and go, is this real? And if you're sad and depressed, instead of just reacting to it, do something that makes you happy. Take that Epsom salt bath, like put incense around you and feel that. Call your best friend. I mean, or reach out and do something nice for someone else. So you take that victim mode off of yourself and you're now serving instead of just being selfish and thinking about you and poor me and playing that victim.
And
What you
that's
got?
one of the things is that when we've been hurt before, what we tend to do is we cover ourselves up. But we've got to remember, we think our heart was actually torn apart, but it's not. I mean, it's what broke. I think the word I said was it's not being broken, it's being opened.
Mm,
Because bit by bit, because what we've done is we've protected our heart and like this casing and everything. And what it is, it's broken apart by different things that happen in our life, bit by bit by bit by bit by bit, so that it actually is breaking open. Because what we want to do is expand into everything. But what do? We retreat from everything. And then that's where those negative conversations come, which make us go disintegration. And it just goes on a downward spiral. And so if you're closed like that and you're protecting yourself, well, guess what doesn't happen? You don't let the light in, you don't let the love in. So that's why you don't get love, because you're closed to love, because you're protecting yourself. In that protection, love can't get in. You can't
yeah.
see the light. So what we tend to do is as we come up through our different chakras, which are just energy systems, we come to our heart chakra and then we fill it with a person. And then that doesn't last very long. And then that goes away. Then we fill this hole here with alcohol. Then we fill the hole with sweets. Then we fill the hole with a movie. Then we fill the hole with clothes. Then we fill the hole with being busy. Then we fill the hole with learning. Yes. over learning, over reading, over compensating. I'm the one who did all that. And so we never actually fill this hole. So that's why it goes in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So if we can just rip your heart open, be done, no protection, open up, don't be afraid, and walk into that. Let yourself be hurt over and over again till you realize, actually, oh, look, I'm still here. And there's nothing that can hurt you again.
Mhm.
It's a big lesson that I've learned in life.
You know, what you said there, though, it is. It's like you said, what are you feeling? What is feeling? It's the level of the vibration in we're in. So you're feeling sad, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling depressed. Those are the lower root chakras. They vibrate very low. So what is that? The higher enlightenment, love, bliss, peace, joy. So how do you shift the energy, the feeling, the vibration to make it rise? Well, that's only for you, but I'm sure if you played some certain music, doing things that you love, petting your dog, go to the puppy store, go to the shelter, walk some dogs around. I don't know. But that's all you have to have that awareness. And like Sheena said, and once you can sit in it though, and it's not escape from it, it hasn't killed you. You're here another day. Some days you have up days, some days we have down days. We just try to have them further apart and more ups than downs. But we're here having a human experience, people. So you can't beat yourselves up, but it's about the awareness of what you're feeling. And like my friend in talking to him, on the front of the boat last night, I just said that to him. I go, okay, so you felt the anxiety. Like instead of just feeling it for days, sit your ass down for a good half an hour and write some stuff out and get the clarity from up here and get the emotions out on some paper and like release it, release it, release it, and then burn it. I once had a client do that. She was an older woman closer to her 70s, and she was like, what am I going to do? And I was like, you're going to write out your problem and you're going to burn it. And she goes, why am I going to do that? And I said, to release it. And the next week I talked to her, I said, so, hey, did you do that exercise? And she goes, yeah. And I go, well, what is it? And she goes, I can't remember. It worked so well. I burned it and I forgot all about it. So
I
letting
love
it
that.
go. But you just can't stuff it away. I'm not going to feel that way. I'm not going to feel that way. But just don't have the pity party. I really do think that you have to face it a little bit, acknowledge it for what it is, get clarity on it. So it's a little anxiety, it's a little depression. It's an emotion. It's not going to kill you. We all have those days, believe me. And there's positivity here too. There's some days. I have a dog walking in with her stuffed animal. What else do you have to say, Sheena, as we wrap this up?
I think that's mainly it. Like it's the awareness of the inner conversation that is the consistent work. And if you're not prepared to do that, then have your
Mm.
depression. Just don't be angry about it. Don't be annoyed about it. Don't think there's something wrong with you. But unless you do the inner work with the inner conversation, I can tell you from my own experience that that is the only work that changed me, because it was the concept of myself that needed to change. And that my concept was based on my inner conversation. And most of that conversation I couldn't even hear because I
Yes.
wasn't paying attention, because you spent most of the day asleep, busybodying in everybody else's life, or busybodying about work, or being in the past, or being in the future, and never actually being here right now. And then you start to hear these thoughts and you're like, oh, I didn't know I thought that. So that inner conversation, the constant awareness of it is so key, because it is driving every single result you've got. So if you don't like your results, I'm sorry, but we think in secret and it comes to pass. Environment is but our looking glass. And I didn't write the rule book, but I see it's law. I can't help it. You got to do the work. Consistent, persistent. Just look at your thoughts, and the world around you will change. You change, and the world around you will change.
Yeah,
Leave up
exactly.
to
I love that inner conversation. That's all we really got. And it's that simple. And it's like, aren't there more nuggets sometimes when people are looking? Look at all these books. They're all kind of saying the same thing behind us. It's all within you. It's not outside of you. So stop going to see another therapist in a way. Maybe I shouldn't say that on a YouTube channel, but it's like, it's really true. I know of some people in my life, that have been in counseling for 20, 30 years because of their upbringing. And it's like, aren't you tired of talking about that shit over and over? Aren't you ready to change the dial, change the station, and just live? It's about allowing and let going. And It's about knowing you, and we keep going outside of ourselves for people to tell us how to live our lives. And we're great at this because we're mindset coaches, but that's why I feel like we're the final stop. I really believe that. I love what we do because we have people. When of the last time you update your phone? Last night? You update the oil change in your car, you get a new roof, you get a new AC unit when you live in Alabama. When's the last time you've updated your mind and the programming and how you think? You have been thinking the same way your whole life, and that's why you're stuck on this hamster wheel going and going. It's time to take a break, jump off, whew, assess. It's not going to kill you. It's only going to bring you to peace and freedom up here. So start just looking at yourself, start just loving yourself where you're at, and let's take a step forward from there. Have a
Yeah,
great
where
day.
are you at? And this last thing I'll say is you cannot have the best of me if you cannot accept the worst of me. So in that alliance, if you even being depressed, will start to rise you up just a little bit. And in that little bit will help you rise a little bit more, even if it's just what taking one toenail in front of the other. Honest to goodness, just accept where you are right now. It's okay. Just love and accept yourself. And so, wow, we could go even deeper on that one, but I think we'll leave that for now, and we'll catch you next time.
Have
See
a good
ya.
day.